Good morning, everybody. Matt Modak here with OddsJam. Just going to give you my favorite DFS plays for Thursday night football tonight. So I'm using OddsJam. I'm using the OddsJam screen. I'm using the OddsJam positive expected value page. And I have just a 2-leg entry for Thursday night football tonight. Of course, with PrizePicks, and I guess Underdog too, you can't have the same player, you can't have two players from the same team. So of course it has to be only a 2-leg one, but I still have one. Only got one NBA game tonight, so not a ton to choose from to make it a higher number of legs anyways. But regardless, let's get into it. So the play that I am going to lock in, the number one is Mac Jones, over 220.5 passing yards. You know, it's kind of funny. The Bills defense started off the year incredible. They've kind of been hit or miss recently. Jared Goff had a decent game against them. The week before that, Jacoby Brissett had a decent game against them. The week before that, Kirk Cousins had a decent game against them, including a long Dalvin Cook run, which obviously wasn't Kirk. But regardless, the value here is on Mac Jones to go over 220.5 passing yards. The reason why, not because of any handicapping, but because look at where every other book prices his passing yardage total at. So 220 is what PrizePicks has. 230 is what Underdog has. So guess what? This is also a good under on Underdog. You take the over 220 on PrizePicks, you take the under 230 on Underdog. That's a 10-yard gap between where Mac Jones can finish. 10 yards is a lot. And based on where every other book has his over under priced, the likely scenario here is that he does land at somewhere between 220 and 230 passing yards. If he does that, you hit both of these legs. But look at where every other book prices his passing yardage prop at. WinBet, 224. Tipico, 228. The OddsJam line, Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, 228. And they favor it going over. So if you didn't want to play both of these, if you didn't want to middle it, the better play is definitely to take the over on PrizePicks. So if you didn't, like I said, if you didn't want to middle it, take both. Take the over on PrizePicks if you want to choose between the two. Pinnacle has it 8 yards higher, and they favor it going over. Every other book that prices it, the closest one is WinBet at 224.5, and I would still take this over individually on WinBet as well. I think that this 220 is wildly mispriced by PrizePicks, and I think it's an awesome play to take the over on. And this is exactly what you should be using the OddsJam screen for. It just puts every single sportsbook on one screen, and then you can just use the mispriced ones to take advantage of each other. So you basically say, hey, you 10 sportsbooks, one of you has something mispriced. Of the 10, that's probably the outlier. That's probably something that is incorrectly priced. And more often than not, if you're betting on the incorrectly priced markets, you will be profitable in the long run. So this 220, incorrectly priced. So we're going to go ahead and take the over. This is going to be my first play of this entry. And then, like I said, if you wanted to middle it and have a play on Underdog, take his under on under 230 on Underdog. And then the next play that I have, and this one is only going to be on PrizePicks, is this Gabriel Davis under under 3.5 receptions. So the 19.5, that is the implied odds of a 5-entry PrizePicks selection. But whenever using the positive EV page makes using PrizePicks and Underdog a lot easier because you can literally filter specifically for those sports books, which is exactly what I did. But the fact that PrizePicks, Underdog, whatever, all these DFS sites have the same exact payout, no matter what individual entries you add, means that if you find profitable or if you find player props that are likely to occur, and by likely to occur, I mean you literally just using OddsJam to price it for you. So this Gabe Davis, under 3.5 receptions, OddsJam prices that all the way at minus 131.5, giving this player prop a 56.8% chance of hitting. So you add that to your PrizePicks selection, and you just added a player prop that has almost a 57% chance of hitting. And that's how you can use both tools of OddsJam to find profitable DFS plays. The positive EV page is definitely easier. It doesn't take any work. It literally just puts them on one screen, like this Gabriel Davis under 3.5 receptions. So for PrizePicks, you're going to take Mac Jones over 220.5 passing yards. And then you're going to take Gabe Davis under 3.5 receptions. And then if you wanted an underdog play as well, I'm not as confident in this one. So in terms of unit sizing, maybe make this one a lower unit size. Take Mac Jones and Josh Allen, both of them to go under their passing yards. And the reason why I like the Josh Allen one, as I mentioned, it's not as good of a play, but look at where every other sportsbook, except for it looks like PointsBet, prices it. 267.5, 268.5, 266.5, 268. Pinnacle, 268.5, favoring the under. DraftKings, 268.5 as well. BetRivers, this is the lowest, at 263.5. BetMGM, 267. So this 270.5 at PrizePicks is another mispriced line. It's not as mispriced as the Mac Jones one, but it's still really good. So for underdog, take both quarterbacks to go under their passing yardage prop. And that's going to be it for this DFS play. So I have two entries for you guys, one on PrizePicks, one on underdog, both 2 legs. The PrizePicks one to confirm, Mac Jones over 220.5 passing yards, Gabe Davis under 3.5 receptions. And then for underdog, we're taking Mac Jones under 230.5 passing yards and Josh Allen also under 270.5 passing yards. And that's it. So if you're tailing one or both of these, comment and let me know. But that's it. So enjoy the Thursday Night Football game tonight and have a good one.